Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Nay's Pink Bookshelf. My name is Nay for those of you who are new to my channel or who just happen to stumble across this video. And today's video is going to be my September wrap up. For the month of September, I read 22 books, and I think that's pretty good. I was aiming for a little bit more, maybe like 30 books, but 22 is good. And I read a good amount of fantasy novels this past month rather. A lot of those books were fantasy. I read 14 fantasy novels, and I read 2 sci-fi novels. I read 5 contemporary novels, and then I read 1 thriller. And then out of all of those, I read 4 graphic novels. Breaking that down further, 4 of the books that I read were from NetGalley, 4 were library books, 7 were physical copies, and then 9 of those books were for review. So a lot of review books were read this month, and more of those will be read next month as well. So let's just jump into this. I'm going to tell you guys what I read. I will have a picture either here or over here. I don't know where, but I'm going to tell you guys what I read, quickly give you my thoughts, rating, and then we're going to move on to the next video. So, first book that I read was Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, and I gave this a 4 stars. I really loved it. I love Emma Carstels. I love Mark, and I love his brother, Julian. But I don't know. I guess I need a little bit more. It started off really slow for me. Like I literally had to read this book twice. It started off super slow for me, but it did pick up. When it picked up, it was with a bang and lots of twists, lots of turns, and just had me like, what? I absolutely love the fact that all the characters from the Mortal Instruments, as well as the characters from Infernal Devices, were intertwined into this. I love the fact that Emma is related. I'm not even gonna say who she's related to, but it's amazing. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't read the book. Definitely, I highly say check out the Mortal Instruments, check out Infernal Devices, and then read Lady Midnight because you will love the connection between all the books. I'm ready for the second book to see if it gets any better. But that was the first book I read. The second book I read was this one, which is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. Yeah, from Frederick Backman. This is a contemporary novel with a little bit of fantasy elements to it. And I love this novel. It was really good. I gave it 3.5 stars. And you're probably like, why you gave it 3.5 stars if you love it? I love it for the simple fact that this was a different kind of contemporary novel. I normally stick to contemporary romance novels. This was something very different for me, and it was told in the perspective of a 7-year-old girl. So yeah, it was real interesting, and I enjoyed it. I received this book for free to review with the booktube tours. If you guys want to see my review, you can definitely check that out down below. But I absolutely love this book. I think there's still a giveaway going on, if I'm not mistaken. If there is still a giveaway going on for this book, I will leave it down below for you guys to check out. But I enjoyed it. I really suggest you guys check it out. Lots of key important things were said in this book, and I mean, for the main character to be only 7 years old, that says a lot about how mature she was. Love this book. It was amazing. The next book is probably the worst. Yeah, it was the worst book I read this month. And it was Summer Days and Summer Nights, edited by Stephanie Perkins. I read the Christmas edition. I don't remember what I gave that. I think I gave it a 3. It was less than a 4 stars for a fact. But this book, I just could not. I read the first 3 stories and I was just bored out of my mind, you guys. Bored out of my mind. I could not move on any further with the book. I did not finish the book. I didn't even DNF it. I just gave it a 2 stars because it just bored me. I couldn't get with it. I love how diverse the story was, but at the same time, it needs to be diverse but still grasp my attention. Now, don't hate me for saying that I didn't like it. Some people adore this book. Me personally, I couldn't get with it. I couldn't. So, gave it a 2 stars. Moving on, Empire of Stones by Sarah J. Maas. Good lord, you guys. Good lord. Oh, 6 stars. And if you guys don't know my rating system, 5 stars means I absolutely loved it. 6 stars means it was a 5-star rating, but it's also a favorite for me. And Empire of Storms is definitely a favorite. Just a moment, you guys. Like, I don't... The way it ended for me, just... Rowan, Aelin, Adian, I love him. Cassandra, Maeve. I don't know what else to say without spoiling it. I just read the series. The final book is coming out next year. Oh my god. I'm not ready for it, but I'm okay because we still have A Court of Thorns and Roses and I love that series as well. But like I cannot believe this series is almost over. Sarah J. Maas, like they need to turn this into a movie series, a TV show, or something because it's so good. And I think I've heard talk about it coming on as a TV show or on Hulu or something like that. I don't remember, but I think I've heard talk about it. But somebody needs to pick this up and make it a movie. Like this is movie worthy. Movie worthy. Rated R though, of course. But anyway, moving on. The next book I read was Vision and Silver by Anne Bishop. I love this. It is a part of the other series. I think this is book 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's 5 books. 4 are out. The 5th one is coming out soon. If I'm not mistaken, I'll put the correct order on the screen if I'm wrong. But this is the 3rd book. Loved it. It was awesome. Gave it 5 stars. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Just love everything about it. Love it. Moving on, I read volumes 4, which is Key to the Kingdoms, volume 5, which is Clockwork, and volume 6, which is Alpha and Omega of Lock and Key by Joe Hill. I gave volume 4 a 6 stars. I gave volume 5 4 stars, and I gave volume 6 6 stars. Love, love, love this series. Lock and Key series is a freaking phenomenal dark fantasy series. Like dark fantasy. Loved it. Just the characters were amazing. The world was amazing. Just everything about it was awesome. Loved it. I read Game of Thrones Volume 1 by George R.R. Martin. I can't remember who drew the pictures in it, but the thing will be here. The picture of the book will be here. Yeah, I gave it a 6 stars. You guys, I've been dying to read the whole series. First off, let's just say that I've been dying to read Game of Thrones for a long time. I have yet to watch the show. I actually watched 1 episode of season 1. Blown away. Like I haven't continued to watch it because I want to read the graphic novels. There's 2 more volumes for the graphic novel, and then I want to at least read the first Game of Thrones book before I really get into the show. But just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like I want to read the book so bad, and if it's not going to be done this winter, I'll definitely be reading it sometime January, February because I definitely want to read that book. But the 10th book that I read was Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova. I'm probably butchering her name. I apologize if I am. The picture will be here. It was a great YA fantasy. I loved it. What did I give it? I gave it 4 stars. It was really good. It's the first book in the Brooklyn Brew House. I think it's going to be a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. But I definitely can't wait for the sequel because the way that book ended left me confused and wanting to know what happened. I need her to write the second book. I've read a lot of her new adult novels, and this I think is her first debut YA novel. But yeah, I've read a lot of her new adult novels. I own her adult fantasy series. I haven't read it yet, but great book. Then I read the Weirlock Evolution series by, if I'm butchering her name, I so apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, but I'm gonna say Hattie Ivoris. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize if I am. Please correct me. But the first one was a prequel to that series, which is book 0.5. Yeah, 0.5, which is Girl from Detour. It was a great novella. I gave that a 5 stars. I really enjoyed that. Then it was Slip of Fate. I gave that a 5 stars. Really good. Just really good. I'm gonna talk about her books in another whole nother video because I need to discuss these books. But 5 stars. I gave Fear the Heart, which is book 3. No, I'm sorry. No. Okay, so Girl from Jasara is the prequel. Slip of Fate is book 1. Fear the Heart is book 2, and I gave that a 6 stars because it was awesome. And then the third book, which isn't, I think it's out now, if I'm not mistaken. It's either out now or it's coming out this month. But it's Revenge of the Wronged. I got an arc from that book from the author. Oh my word. 6 stars. The series is technically a trilogy, but she's also making two companion novels about two of the other characters in the trilogy. So it's really a series, but I'm just gonna say the trilogy because it phenomenal. I'm really hoping she decides to make another book based off the main characters because the way that ended for me, I wanted more. I needed more. It was so good though, really really good. It's about warlocks, which are basically werewolves, warlock kind of breed, and two families are fighting, and then you have this girl who doesn't know that she's a warlock, and it's just amazing, and it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, but then you got the alpha males fighting, and it's just so good. Highly recommend you read it. But oh, I will push the camera back. I'm sorry, you guys. Anyways, moving on, I read Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. Gave it 3 stars. It was alright. I got bored. I'm not gonna lie, I got bored reading it. But the ending was amazing, but I hated the way it ended. Like, it was a good ending, but I just wanted more. I wanted there to be more of an interaction between Amy and Roger because that kiss just it was like too late for them, and I was a little bothered how it ended because I wanted more of them to be together. But it was good. It was a good book, and I'm definitely interested in reading more of her books. The next book I read was When an Alpha Purrs by E. Blameless. This is the first book in the Lion Pride series. I got this book for free to review from Social Book Co. I will leave a link down below to their website and a link down below to my review. And if you want to purchase this book, there's also a link down below for you guys to check out. It is an affiliate link, but you don't have to click the link. You can just look it up on Amazon if you want to, but just check down below. But this book, oh god, you guys, was so good. What did I give this? I gave this a 4 stars. And I know you're like, why did you give it 4 stars if it was good? Because I needed more. I needed a lot more. It's a small book. I tagged it up, of course. But it was so interesting. I've never really read any books based off of lion shapeshifters ever, and I like lions and tigers and just I love them. So when I was able to read this, I was like, yes, why not? And it's freaking amazing, you guys. Like, it was really good. What was his name? Eric was amazing. I love Eric. He was just such an alpha male. And there were werewolves involved in this book as well, but it was mainly centered around the lions. And it was just really, really good. I loved it, and I highly suggest if you're looking for something humorous and quick to read, but that still has that paranormal aspect and a romance, definitely check this out. You won't regret it. It was a great read. I enjoyed this. All right. Well, I hope that doesn't fall. Anyway, moving on. The 17th book I read was Dark Child: The Awakening, which is book 1 in the Dark Child trilogy by Adina West. I gave this a 3.5 stars. I wanted to love this, but it was so drawn out. It bored me every now and then, and I just could not give it a full 4 stars. But I felt like it didn't really deserve 3 stars, so I gave it a 3.5 stars, maybe even a 3.75. Because it was really good. I'm definitely gonna check out the other two because I do own the other two books on my e-reader through Kindle from NetGalley. So I'm definitely gonna check that out because it was really good. But it's about vampires, but they don't call themselves vampires. They call themselves something else, and it's really interesting. And I'm interested to see where the story goes from there, from the way it ended. But then I read Broken God by, probably gonna butcher her name. I apologize if I say it wrong. Nazara Andrews. Hopefully I'm saying it right, but here's the cover. Cover is stunning, you guys. This book just came out, and I gave this a 3 stars. This is more of a contemporary fantasy, which I thought was so confusing, but it's about Apollo and the gods of Olympus and all that great stuff, and it was pretty cute, a little bit poetic in the way it was written, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was a good read. So I highly suggest you guys check it out if you're looking for a good contemporary novel with a little bit of fantasy aspects in it, or if you love the story about Apollo and stuff. Definitely check it out. You would like it. Then I read Lyric and Lingerie by Tracy Wolf and Katie Grakowski. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I wrote her name down because I didn't want to say it wrong. But this book is either out now or it's coming out. I cannot remember, brain farts much, but this is a contemporary romance novel, sports romance, and I gave it a 4.5 stars. Oh my god, I loved it. Loved it. It's the first in a series or trilogy, I'm not sure, but I hope that it centers around the two characters and not something that's based off of other characters, if that makes sense. Like, I don't care much for when authors or an author writes a series or a trilogy, and then it's not about the same main characters from the first book, but it's about secondary characters and tertiary characters. Like, no, I want it to be about the first character because I like the first set of characters in the book. So hopefully it remains about the first set of characters. If not, then it will be a companion series. I'm not really a big fan of companion series, companion trilogies, but I definitely want to read the second book to see how it goes and everything like that. So that is that one. Then I read Forget Tomorrow by Pentip Dunn or Dune. I don't know if it's Dune or Dunn. Sorry if I'm butchering that. I don't know what's wrong with me today butchering people's names. I apologize. But this was a sci-fi kind of time travel dystopian. So freaking good. A lot of okay. So if you guys saw my August wrap up, you guys know that I read The Darkest Minds. I didn't care for it. I'm sorry. It's a dystopian. I didn't care for it. A lot of people loved it, but I didn't. This book here, the Forget Tomorrow trilogy series, whatever it is, has like redefined my love for dystopian novels. Like it was so good. I gave it 4 stars. I loved it. Callie was amazing. Jessica was amazing. Logan was amazing. The world was amazing. The chairwoman, I hated her. Olivia, everything about it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And following that, I read the sequel, which was Remember Yesterday by Pentip Dunn. Done. Probably butchering it. I apologize again. But it's a sequel, and this one was about Jessa, which is Callie's sister, and it was a lot of twists and turns and just surprises. And I loved I can't remember his name, the guy in the story. I'm having a brain fart again because I can't remember. This is what happens when you're sick. You don't remember things. But I'll put his name on the screen somewhere. But I loved him. He was like the other main character in the book. I love Logan, of course, and just the way the first book ended, you would think they would pick up from there with the sequel, but the sequel takes place 10 years later when Jessa is 17. Mind you, Callie and Logan were 17 in the first book. So 7 years later, they're like 24. Maybe I'm doing my math wrong. I think they're 24. We're gonna say 24. I'm sick to 24. So they're about 24, but Callie at the end, she does something to herself at the end, which makes you wonder if she's dead or not. And then where it picks up from the book, it confuses me. But as you read the book and you read the story and you finally understand what's going on, you're just like, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but like, it was so good, you guys. I'm waiting for the third book to come out because it was so freaking good. I do have reviews for most of these books already, so I'll leave all the review links down below. But the last book that I read for this month was The Red Wolf by David Tyndall. This is the second book in the White Vixen series, and this is a thriller espionage novel. I gave it a 3.5 stars. I did receive this book for free for a blog tour, which I will leave the review that I did down below. This was an okay novel. It's kind of an international espionage thriller with Russia and agents and CIAs and stuff. It was pretty good. Definitely something different, something I never would have thought to read. But I did enjoy reading it. I didn't tab it up because it was just one of those books where I just was like, eh. But I probably will reread this after I get the first book. Because I haven't read the first book. The first book is The White Vixen, so I want to read The White Vixen because the character in here, I think her name was Joanne. Yeah, Joanne Gary. She's the White Vixen, and I've heard some great things about her. So I definitely want to read the first book first, and then really dive deeply into the second book more deeply, if that makes sense. But those are the 22 books that I read for the month of September. Great reading month. Only one horrible book. Lots of favorites. Lots of great reads, and I'm excited to see how October turns out. So far, October is doing good. But that is it. I am going to record my October TBR for you guys in the next video. So thumbs up this video if you want to see more. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that great stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.